Stop obsessing over the goal. Instead, build the system. Have you ever wanted something so badly na minsan ang tingin mo ay unreachable na siya? O kaya naman dinoubt mo na ba ang sarili mo kung kaya mong abutin ang isang goal na meron ka? Maybe the problem is not your mindset. Maybe the problem is where your focus is. Ina-acknowledge natin na we can still make mistakes and we have tomorrow to improve further. Hindi yung paano ko maaabot to. Kung hindi, sino ba dapat ako para maabot ito? Some things are within your control and some are not. The last principle that helped me understand why systems are more important than goals ay yung If you are new here, I am Josh and I create contents here in this podcast na I think people in their 20s can relate to. Pag kinlik mo ang video na to, I feel like nagtaka ka rin na, wait, bakit dapat mas i-value ko ang systems over the goals? Ano ba yung makukuha ko dyan? In this video, I will run through 4 concepts na nakatulong sa akin to reach goals even though it may feel impossible. And additionally, I will walk you through my 4-part framework na na-develop ko throughout the years of building my own system, setting goals, and somehow, yes, achieving them. In this podcast, I am currently creating a series where I answer questions mula sa mga students ko dati sa UP Manila. This episode is an answer to a question from Ka. Her question goes like this: how do you fix or set your mind into thinking of reaching this specific goal, despite the challenges or the impossibility na hindi mo naman sila marireach? I want to address 2 things before we start. First is that impossible is a big concept. And before we end this podcast later, I will discuss the danger of impossibility. The second thing that I want to address is that goal obsession creates anxiety. If there is one lesson that I value so much from the courses I took in Coursera, it is focusing sa process instead of the product. And I've been repeating this concept ever since I started this series. Kasi ito yung common na concept na dinidiscuss ng mga best-selling authors like James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, and a lot more experts featured in the Mel Robbins podcast na minention ko nga last time na one of my favorite podcasts ngayon. So okay, here is an illustration to make this principle clearer. Sa isang game, both the winners and the losers have the same goal, which is to win the game. Pero what makes the winning team is the things they did sa system nila. So, kunwari, sa training nila, gumigising ba sila ng early in the morning para mag-practice, mag-warm up, or what? Ano ba yung mga disciplines na binubuo nila to make sure na mananalo sila? I just want to highlight with this na pag nakafocus ang eyes natin sa goals lang, it will create pressure. However, pag finocus natin sa system, it will create progress. Goals are about results. Systems are about daily behavior. Halimbawa, kung gusto mong pumasa sa board exam, focusing on top 10 ako, dapat top 10 ako, will paralyze you. Instead, ang dapat mong mas tanungin sa sarili mo is, ano ba ang daily study system ko? Hindi tayo umaangat dahil lang mataas ang pangarap natin. Kung hindi, umaangat tayo depende sa sistema at nakasanayan natin gawin araw-araw. With that said, let's dive into the 4 principles na nakatulong sa akin in understanding why it is more important to focus on systems rather than goals. The first principle that helped me understand why systems are more important than goals ay ang principle of stoicism. Ang key principle here is controlling what you can. As we dive into this principle, I want to introduce you to 2 people, si Epictetus and si Marcus Aurelius. So, si Epictetus, he started life as a slave. So, imagine nyo na lang, gaano yung level of limitation na meron siya. Yet, yung philosophy ni Epictetus shaped emperors and even world leaders. On the other hand, si Marcus Aurelius naman, despite being an emperor, he constantly reminded himself na life is difficult, people will disappoint you, and you need to focus on doing your duty well. Both of them believed in Stoicism, which is systems-oriented thinking. They believed na you do not control the goal, but you control the daily action, you control discipline, and you control perspective. The core principle of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. That is, some things are within your control and some are not. For instance, you cannot control competition. You cannot control economy. You cannot control other people's opinions of you. But you can control your effort, your preparation, your discipline. So there, you have Epictetus na nagsimula as a slave at si Marcus Aurelius na nagsimula as emperor. They have different life status, but they have the same philosophy. This means na it doesn't really matter where you start because mastery begins with mastering your response. So, we need to remind ourselves na ang systems ay nasa loob ng iyong circle of control, samantalang ang goals ay kadalasang nasa labas ng iyong control. The second principle that helped me understand why systems are more important than goals ay yung growth mindset. Ang core idea kasi kapag fixed mindset ay I can't. On the other hand, ang growth mindset is I can't yet. So, nandun yung yet na word. Most of the time kasi, we pressure ourselves. And I say ourselves kasi kasama pa rin naman ako dito na dapat maganda agad yung result o kaya naman yung endpoint, dapat ito na agad yung goal, ganiting level ng quality. But when I realized the growth mindset, I recognize that I can still make mistakes. And that is okay. When I finished my coursework sa masters, someone said na dapat ganito na, dapat ganito na, dapat ganito na yung level kasi masters level ka na or what. And then what I realized na sino ba kasi ang nagsabi na dapat pag master graduate na hindi na pwedeng magkamali? Because somehow ayun yung major proposition niya. And most of us do not try because takot tayo na magkamali. But when I embraced the growth mindset, even yung pangatlong principle that I will discuss later, when I embraced the growth mindset, nagsimulang mas maging magaan sa akin yung teaching as someone who teaches everywhere. Wow. yung teaching, kahit saan man ako dalhin, mapasa university man yan, sa invitations sa mga review centers, mas naging magaan yung teaching. It's acknowledging na pwede pa rin ako magkamali. Because when we fix ourselves to the fact na dapat perfect na, mas makikita natin ay hindi natin kaya. Dito papasok na impossibility often equals unfamiliarity. Pero, when we embrace the growth mindset, we are allowing our brain to work with repetition. And dito natin mas nai-improve yung craft natin. We need to remind ourselves na ang skills, they are built and not assigned. So again, it will point us to a form of system. This will lead us to my favorite concept. The third principle that helped me understand why systems are more important than goals ay yung Kaizen. To discuss this, let me tell you a story about a car company. There's this car company from Japan, but what made them different wasn't just their cars, it was how they improved. They followed something called Kaizen. So Kaizen simply means continuous improvement. Not big, dramatic changes, not overnight success, pero small improvements. Bawat araw, Instead of asking, how do we become the best car company in the world? They ask, how can we make this process 1% better today? If a worker noticed a small problem on the factory line, they were allowed and even encouraged to stop everything and fix it. No blame, no ego, just improvement. Over time, those small 1% improvements added up. Ang naging resulta, better quality, less waste, faster production. And eventually, it has become one of the most efficient companies in the world. This is the story of Toyota. And that is the power of Kaizen. It is really not about chasing big goals. It's about building systems that get a little better every single day. Sobrang malapit sa heart ko yung principle ng Kaizen na if you will go to my LinkedIn profile and even my email signature, doon nakalagay, democratizing knowledge with a Kaizen heart. In this journey na tinatahak ko ngayon, I do not aim for big dramatic transformations. Instead, I am looking for continuous improvement within my systems. If we build this within, na ina-acknowledge natin na we can still make mistakes and we have tomorrow to improve further, it will be a repeatable structure sa living natin. Na kahit 1% daily improvement lang yan, meron pa rin siyang magiging impact in the long run. The last principle that helped me understand why systems are more important than goals ay yung identity-based habits. This idea comes from the book Atomic Habits, and here's the core idea. Change your identity first, then your behavior will follow. Okay, para mas malinaw. Most people say, I want to be successful. I want to be fit. I want to be productive. But that's goal-based thinking. Identity-based thinking sounds different. You do not say, I want to be successful. You say, I am becoming the type of person who finishes what he starts. You do not say, I want to get good grades. You say, I am a disciplined student. You don't say, I hope I can publish research. You say, I am a researcher. You shift from wanting, I want, I hope, to becoming, I am. Because when you change your identity, your brain starts to look for evidence to support it. If you say, I am someone who shows up, then even on the days na tinatamad ka, magpapakita ka pa rin. Why? Kasi that's who you are now. And here is the powerful truth. Systems reinforce identity daily. So if you say that to yourself daily, it will reinforce it into your identity. Every time you follow your system, you cast a vote for that identity. You study for 30 minutes, it is a vote for I am disciplined. You write one page, it is a vote for I am a writer. You wake up on time, it is a vote for I am consistent. Hindi siya big transformation overnight na concept. It's small actions, repeated daily, that slowly prove to you who you are becoming. Again, identity first, behavior follows, and systems make that identity real. Now, let's talk about the neuroscience, habits, and the brain. Inside your brain, there's a part called the basal ganglia. Think of it as your habit center. Ito yung responsible sa mga bagay na ginagawa mo na hindi mo na kailangang pag-isipan, katulad ng driving, brushing your teeth, checking your phone first thing in the morning. And here is the core idea. Repetition reduces mental resistance. Kapag pinapaulit natin ang pinag-uulit, ang isang bagay, hindi na lumalaban yung brain natin. At first, everything feels hard because, your brain is deciding. Should I do this? Should I not? And that decision making creates friction within your brain. That is why the first 30 days, kapag nag-establish tayo ng habit, sobrang bigat. Ang daming emotional struggle, ang daming excuses, ang daming, oh my gosh, hindi ko na naman siya ginawa. And at first, for example, 5 a.m. wake up, it is torture. But after repetition, after 60 days, 30 days, something shifts. Maybe less resistance, less drama, less internal negotiation. After 60 days, baka mas weird na kapag hindi ka gumigising ng ganun kaaga. Kasi now, it is stored in your basal ganglia. It is automatic, and discipline stops feeling like punishment. It becomes default. And that is the power of repetition. Now, let's talk about something dangerous. Which is, yung sinabi ko kanina, impossibility thinking. May isang psychologist named Martin Seligman. Isa siya sa nag-introduce ng concept ng learned helplessness. Ano ba ibig sabihin nun? Kapag paulit-ulit nating nararamdaman na wala tayong control, dumadating sa point na tumitigil na tayo sa pag-try. Kahit nagbago na yung situation. Kahit posible na pala. Here's the core idea. Yung salita kasi na imposible, madalas it is emotional and it is not logical. Yung brain natin, ino-over-exaggerate niya yung uncertainty. Ini-imagine natin yung worst case scenario. Ini-imagine ng brain natin yung worst case scenario. Pinapalaki niya yung bundok na kailangan nating tahakin. Kaya overwhelming ang isang malaking goal. Hindi dahil imposible talaga siya. Kung hindi dahil, iniisip mo yung buong bundok agad-agad. The goal feels impossible because you're imagining the entire mountain and your brain panics. Pero here's the shift. Action reduces fear. Kapag gumilos ka, kahit maliit lang, bumababa ang takot. Systems don't focus on the whole mountain. Hindi nila iniisip yung summit na agad. They focus on the next step. Ayun ang power ng system. One page, isang workout, isang application, isang video, isang step. Systems focus on the next step. At kapag nakagawa ka ng isang step, nagre-recalibrate yung brain mo. Fear decreases, clarity increases, yung impossible biglang lumiliit. Because momentum is stronger than overthinking. Now let me give you my personal core framework. I call this the STEP framework because big goals are reached through small steps. So STEP. So let's break it down. Let's start with S, which is systems. Magsimula ka to establish micro systems. Forget the extreme motivation, forget the hype, but focus on your daily non-negotiables. Pwedeng 30 to 60-minute blocks. Hindi 5 hours hindi overnight success. Kahit maliliit lang yan, 30 minutes or what. Just like running in my case. I started doing it like 30 minutes, ganyan. Na pwede mong gawin every single day. Kasi nga, sabi ko, ang success, it is not one big action. It is a system that you survive daily. The next one is tracking. Making progress visible. Track your streaks. Parang sa TikTok lang. Because streaks are more powerful than motivation. Ang motivation kasi, it can fluctuate. Pero kapag nakita mo na day 7, day 14, day 30, kaya mo siyang gawin, ayaw mo nang sirain yung streak. And that is somehow psychology working for you. You're not motivated, you are invested. Kaya rin may streaks sa TikTok, diba? The next is E, which is environment. Design your space to support your system. Remove the frictions, add cues. Kung gusto mong mag-aral, ilayo mo yung phone mo. Kung gusto mong mag-exercise, ihanda mo yung workout clothes mo the night before. Do not rely on willpower because willpower is unstable. But environment is powerful. So make discipline the easy choice. And lastly, we have P, which stands for personal identity. Tanungin mo ang sarili mo, what kind of person must achieve this goal? Hindi yung paano ko maaabot to. Kung hindi, sino ba dapat ako para maabot ito? because identity drives behavior. If you believe I am someone who shows up, then you show up, even when you don't feel like it. As we end, I want to reiterate now we need to stop asking, can I reach this goal? Instead, start asking, can I survive the system required to reach it? Because, goals, they are events, but systems are lifestyles. Passing the board exam is an event, but becoming someone who studies daily, that is a lifestyle. Graduation is an event, but becoming disciplined in your own craft, that is a system. Let me leave you with this. Impossibility is often unfamiliarity. Hindi siya imposible. Perhaps hindi ka lang sanay. You don't need confidence first. You need structure. Because systems create confidence and not the other way around. And remember, and the most important, if the goal feels too big, shrink the timeline. If the dream feels impossible, shrink the action. But never, ever shrink who you believe you are becoming. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. Thank you for taking a step to improve your life. And in case no one tells you this, I want to let you know that as your friend, I love you and I believe in your capacity to survive the current season you are in. And since you're someone who wants to level up your life through listening to podcasts like this, I really think you're going to enjoy the next video. Again, thank you so much for listening. Tara, let us navigate our 20s together. I will be in that next episode the moment you hit play.